Welcome back to StockSmart Indicators, where we use mechanical trading strategies to find good entry and exit points in the marketplace. And whether you call them algorithms, mechanical-based entries, whatever you like. Okay? So we've got a strategy that I've put together here, a little bit of a montage of some things that I've found out there in the think scripting space. Okay? And these are quite useful. They give us a high price target, a low price target. Then you can see when you break above the high or the low. Yeah. Okay? So if we see a break below, that might be a good time to put in a put. And when we see a break above, it might be a good time to, do a call there. This is a much better example of that. And we're not going to find great examples of them everywhere we go. We're looking at DraftKings. Let's look at Nvda right now. Okay, and we've got Nvda, AMD, Ford, BB, Sndl, Aapl, JWN, Sava, AMC, and Bank of America's there as well. Looks like we're on a little juke move here. Little bloop bloop. There we go. See? Pointed up, pointed down. And that's why we have to wait for a confirmation. Okay? So we can see how all of these are going to move. I mean, how they are moving. We're on a 5-tick chart. So it's, it's excluding, volume. It's only taking time and, price into consideration. Okay. Now we can go over to daily and see what that looks like. And we can see on the day, we're breaking the high. Okay. Now let's check out AMC. We've got lots of things charted on AMC. All right. Now, these Fibonacci spirals, they did us very well. And with our strategy, we can see we got a buy signal just as we broke above the support. All right? And just as I said a few days ago, what would happen if we broke that support? That it would pop up to here, touch here, and get rejected. Okay? What happened? It did that. And it got rejected within this area here all the way back down. So it took control of this entire area. So what do I think will happen next? That's not really important. But if, and this is a big if, it gets enough pressure to continue, buying pressure that is, to continue riding up the outside of this Fibonacci spiral until it finally hits its peak resistance and starts to get pushed back down. And then we have other supports and resistances that we can look for blowouts up or down, depending on, what it looks like when we finally get out that far. All right, so my prediction for AMC did come true all the way. Not exactly on time, but they did come true. So this is another example of you can't exactly time the market, or timing it is extremely hard. So options can also be a way to go. Okay? Well, we've seen, as we've traded with this and as you've been with the channel, that we followed our supports and our resistances quite well through here. Okay? Now we'll come down to the 4-hour chart and we'll see what happened. All right? We can see once we finally got that buy signal, which is a confirmation signal. All right? All of these signals are confirmations. All right? There is no way that using this particular strategy that you would be faked out, because the signal is already true on the doji or the harami here. Either way. Well, we can see what happened. It broke above the high, came up, touched just the outside of this spiral ring, and then was rejected. Very good. Excellent charting. Let's keep up that good work. Don't let it get to your big head. All right. Now, what's going on here? Well, let's see. Got a little bit of a dividend coming here. I'm going to say this is probably topping out, and we're going to get to crash right on into this dividend. All right. Not. Ah. Okay. Now this looks interesting. This could get rejected, sure. But if we can turn this support, or resistance, into a support, I say, then we'll be heading for a nice little target. Okay. But I could see it still following this trend here, too. So let's not get too excited about Ford. Not really worried about Sundial. I could care less about Sundial. Apple. Let's see. Now, Apple really went on a tear. And when Apple typically likes to trade, sideways. So once it finally built up enough shares and momentum, which, I mean, how could it not when you've got everywhere out there using Apple as an options example? Yeah, it's going to create liquidity in the market. All right. What is this JWN? Oh, Nordstrom? Okay. Guess I just haven't come across that yet. Guess now I know. All right. Looks like a bit of a bounce here. This might be a good spot for to be picking up some shares on the low. All right. But we can see they did take control from here to here. So this little wick zone, you're going to try to get in at least 10% under the market maker or the current, bid. That's always good. That's a pretty good rule of thumb. Take whatever price it is and try to come in 10 or 15% under. That way you're already ahead of the market. That way if it starts to crash, you can sell real quick. You were still a couple cents up. Or you can move up your stop loss to break even. That's another typical move a lot of people would do. Okay, Sava here. Sava looks a bit over, okay? I mean, it's a bit over. So, and yet this little doji right here. Okay. And I can see there are some huge... Let's say if you did a Andrews pitchfork, huge waves, possible coming here from Sava. All right, so we've checked out the Arun reversals. Those are ones that have taken off and are likely to reverse. They're not likely to keep running. Okay. Now let's go down and we'll check out another Arun scan daily, or let's look at our stupid buy signals on the daily. Okay. Mints. Aha, very good. Very good. All right, I like this. All right. So many of these are going to be in a pullback. And look at this. Look how high this low is here. It needs to come back up to that. And it will. Okay? But these are weekly buy signals, okay? So keep that in mind, that once they start running on the weekly, they will eventually become viable, and they will take off once we get our good signals. All right? But many of these look like they are on their way. Now, interesting. Why did all these show up there? On the daily chart, but they aren't showing. Let's just say on the 4-hour chart. So it must be in there to hide that intraday somewhere in this strategy. Let's see if it's on the weekly. Isn't on the weekly either. Okay. And SDC, I was really, really surprised how SDC crashed when it really should have by all means been trending up. But now that it has hit a low, let's look for that low. And I'm sure once we see our earnings, we'll see a good earnings, and then we'll start to trend on up. Everybody cares about their, kids' teeth being straight. I mean, whether you can do anything about it, that's a different story, but everybody cares, and nobody wants to see their kids have crooked teeth. And I mean, now even, I know 40-year-old, 50-year-olds that get braces. So, Metro Mile, new pack metals. Okay, what is Lucid Group? All right, excellent. Up. Wheels Up Experience. Okay. PAE. Arlay. Relay Therapeutics. Okay. DSP is Viant. So let's look for a run in this. Look how they just crashed all the way down. Okay, but that should leave room for a massive move up. Okay. Assuming that control was finally based around here somewhere. Okay. OWLT. Not familiar with this one. I don't really like it though. As you can see, this is a similar situation, but this has way more control. Okay. Yeah, see this big wick here? It's nearly the whole full size of that candle. All right. Now we're done with this list. Let's go look at our squeeze 'em 6 ways from Sunday with some Fibonacci Bollinger Bands and all that. Many things in this list. Oh, yes. Nothing there. Yeah, that never works. And our moving scalpers. So these are ones that have had some moves today. Okay. Looks like AMC did have some bit of a move, but of course it was smacked back down. So you can look at these moving scalpers here, and possibly BTBT, XPEV. Looks like this lithium's here. All right. And BTBT with this little hammer here does have a big way to come up now. So nice room. I like it, but the spirals aren't quite in its favor yet. Tattooed Chef, CUK, PSTG. That's Pure Storage. Okay, and see, this is a typical move down and up, taking control for the next run. Okay, so this is an up, a juke back, and then an up. It'll probably do another little jukey move, and then continue on up for the high. Whether it breaks it or not, we'll see. All right. BTCM. This is one that I have written down that I've been following. It's about to hit this arc line here. All right. So BTCM, many of these little mining companies, when they did hit their lows, I started talking about them. So, now they're about to probably top out and start trending back down, and we'll be looking to pick them up somewhere lower. And risk over reward, this one really doesn't look great at all. Yeah, even though it does kind of seem like it should be trending up, and it has done this, down up move with the doji. Let's see if it continues to trend on up this line here. Kind of seems like that's the way of it, though. Okay. Yeah, Roblox. So on the moving scalpers, that's a very good list to check out too. Maroon, 3-way scalper with a new runner and a 52-week low. And I think I'm really just starting to touch on the power of these scanners here, in your scan tab, okay? Because you can do so many different things. Although I've noticed, they're messing with them. They're constantly doing things, and I'm not able to go in here and take my strategies and just instantly, work on them anymore, and that kind of upsets me. I haven't been able to script grind in a while, and I'm a little mad about it. All right, so on this Arun 150 3-way scalper with a 52-week low, we've got GoCo. Now this is Go Health with a new low, and it doesn't mean that we're going to be looking at upwards action, but it certainly looks like it could be, huh? All right, and bring that in on our daily chart here. And we have the same thing, and check out how far away this low is. All right, it really needs to come back up to that, and it will. So keeping that in mind, let's set a price target for 981 on GoCo. And we can see it's the only one on our list here. Okay. Now let's go in and look at our STC. And we can even start to look at lots of gamma. Lots of gamma squeezes. Cara. OWLT. Okay. So all of these are having gamma squeezes there. Let's check out some of those Super Troopers. And these are ones that are going to be popping on nearly every single time frame. All right. And if something shows up on every single time frame, that means that it's probably a once in a time frame type of opportunity. Okay. It means that it's happening now. It's hard to find when a stock might be on its low on all of the time frames, or on a high on all of the time frames that you are looking for. So this is an example of what I look for. Okay, and we get these stocks here. And then I'll go through and I'll decide if anything is a good pickaroo. Anything that's low or, has hit a recent low. United Microelectronics. Okay, see, as it broke here, this would have been a time to possibly take position and or do, options, for it to go higher. All right, same here. All right, we don't really see a good example of it breaking low, though. And go back. Global ship lease. This is nice, but we want GSM. No. SB. Safe bulkers. That looks similar too. I don't know what that is. Don't know them. This certainly looks interesting. Cleveland Cliffs with a bullish overall sentiment on the daily. Looks like that could be a dip opportunity. Okay. That looks good. All right. Awesome. So there are some good things here on this little Super Trooper list, and we'll find them. All right, but that gives you what's going on the weekly, daily, 4-hour, 1-hour, 15, and 1-minute time frame. So it's not likely all of those stars will line up like that again. So, when the stars align, that is the time. All right. Although I wouldn't really trust this one. I would expect a pullback here. All right, and we can see lots of, oh, there's GoCo, of the stocks that we have on this list were on some of our previous other lists. Now we can go and look at things that are SHAF, less than 25 and ready to fire long daily. All right. And what do we have? Kubi, Customers Bangkor, V-Ray. That looks interesting. Forterra. I don't really like that. BCDA. No, that looks interesting. It's had enough bearish play that if it breaks above into this area, you know, we might get to see something really happen. So be watching BCDA. That might be a watcher. MUFG, Mitsubishi Fin. It's not done. Though we are getting a buy signal, it's still not done. R1, RCM. Okay, good here. See, when it breaks below, we look for the price to continue to fall lower. Okay, so look for a reversal in there somewhere. All right, and we can see the reversal is starting here. So we can see it broke above this low here that many of the stocks we're looking at on this time frame have. All right, JWN, that was one of our stocks for the day. All right, and back to Arlay here. Let's see if it breaks below. If it does, then that's a typical sign that you want to, you know, price is going to go lower. All right. That's SHAF less than 25, ready to fire long. Let's see here. Vortex 4-way, Vortex Daily 150. All right, so the Daily 150. That one's got some good stocks on it. Let's go down and see the Vortex 4-way. Still many of the same ones. And many of the ones that we've seen previous on other lists today. All right, looks like this is going for new highs. We got Facebook here. It's probably going to get pushed back. Even though it does seem to be going up, huh? Okay. I don't see anything really fancy going on here. All right. So now let's go and put it down to our Arun bullish 1 and 4 hour all. And that gives us ADTX and AMC. How about that? Now look at the way this moved. And we got the signal right here back on 8/18. How about that? So early, so nice. Boom, right there. So had we been interested in this particular stock, we would have gotten the signal here when it really happened here. So this is our confirmation. And then, boom, we got to take part in the big move. All right, look at that. Let's look at AMC here and see how that played out. You know, had you use this particular trading system, all right, you would have shorted from, you would have gotten the signal here, you would have shorted here, you would have got the signal to cover here, you would have done it here. Okay, so really, would you have bought, or are you just covering a short? You're probably just covering a small short, but it's very possible that you could have covered your short here, bought back in here, experiencing the run from here, and now you're waiting to see where it goes. Okay, but just remember to always have a plan to get out. You know, otherwise you're just being too greedy. You know, or you're a long-term holder. You know, but if you're day trading, you need to have a plan. You know, 10% is a great place to get out. 30% is a great place to get out. You know, and if you've made more than 30% and you're not considering getting out on a day trade, then you're not really day trading. So. You know, like it makes sense to hold certain things long term. AMC seems to be one of those long-term holds. Okay. And let's go back out, and we can see what's going on. It's starting to turn green Heikinashi, and if you can see the area that it has to cover, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger until it can get all the way up here back into the $70 range, where it will probably create just the slightly lower shoulder. Okay. So right now we're going to look for the creation of a slightly lower shoulder, and then like a cup and handle or inverse head and shoulders to continuation trend. All right. So that's where I will leave you today. Yeah, I don't really think I have anything else to say really here on AMC right now. So everybody have a great day. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.